Here we go. We're going to work on the Cubs logo. Um, and one of the very first things that we notice when we want to recreate this is that the Cub itself is symmetrical, divided down the middle. So east and west are the same, left and right. So the first thing we want to do is bring our rulers up. So you want to hit Control R, and that should give you your rulers. Then the next thing we're going to do, since we are going to make this, we're going to create the Cub itself. We're going to only create half, and then we'll duplicate and join it together. So we're going to find what our center line is. So we're going to go to View, Guides, and we're going to want our lock guides on. So here, let's drag a guide. So what you do is you go over to the ruler, you click in the ruler area and hold and drag, and you can bring a guide over, and I'm going to guess about there for the center point of my of the logo. Okay, so then I'm going to go up to View, Guides. I want to make sure I click Lock, and then right while I'm there, I'm going to go to Smart Guides and make sure that those are on, so that they will help us snap our pieces together. It'll help us out. Okay, so as always, we're going to create a template. So we double click in the layer palette, check template, OK, we're making sure it's locked, and then we're going to create a new layer above. I don't want red because I've got a lot of red in my design, so I'm going to change it to green just to make it more visible. It'll be like the outfield at Wrigley Field. Okay, here we go. So when I'm looking at this, I want to decide how I want to approach it. I see some obvious areas that I could use the shape tools. The eyes are perfect circles. The outer band is a perfect circle. And then the other thing is, I want to look at this as this blue outer shape and then a white inner shape. Okay? I don't want to draw the blue with a hole in it. I want to draw them as individual shapes. So at least for right now, that's what I want to do. So again, I'm only going to be working on half. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit, Control and Spacebar, and AP. I want my in my colors, I want to have no fill, and I want to have a black outline, a black stroke. And that stroke, I can come up here, I'm going to make it 2. Alright? So it's important that we start right on that guideline. Here, let's get back out a little bit where we can see what's going on. Okay, so I'm on the guideline. The guide is telling me I am. So I'm going to click, hold, and drag. If you keep your handles short, they're easier to control. Alright, I'm going to zoom in a little bit so we can see what's going on. Okay, so here I did the top of the head. I need to get to the ear, but I've got this handle that's going in the wrong direction. If I hold Alt and click on the point, that handle goes away, and now I can come up and create my curve. There is a little bit of a curve return on the bottom. So I'm just click holding and dragging. I'm trying to go as few points as possible. Alright, I'm going to click that point to remove that handle. Alt click. And then okay, so I've got a little work to do here. That's pretty good. Let's bring this out a little bit more. Maybe a little less, and this one a little bit more. Okay, so we're looking for nice, smooth curves. Okay, then I want to alt click on that last point because now I want to go straight up. Alright, if you hold shift, it'll constrain you to perfectly vertical. So there's our outside. Alright. And let's just do a quick look through, move around, check our work. This is a little bit off here. I'm going to activate my handles. Grab Alt or hold Alt. Just make a few fine-tuning movements. This one I know needs a little work. I knew it was going to because I couldn't see it very well. That's pretty good. Working my way around. This could use a little bit of work. Alright, let's do this. Let's hold Control. So I'm just kind of fine-tuning this. Okay, I think it looks pretty good. Done my selection tool and get away. So now I've got my half of the shape of my cub. So I can select it, copy, paste. If I right click, I can, well, let's do this a different way. Instead of doing the right click, let's go to transform. It's in the Pathfinder palette, and there's a little stack of lines with an arrow pointing down. I'm going to click on that, and I want to flip vertical or flip horizontal, and there's that. Alright, so now I want to, with click A, so I have the direct selection tool. I want to grab this point, move it, and click in there. I want to double check. It looks like I'm a little off. Yep. There we go. Okay, so that lined up right. We look like we're lined up down here. And let's see, just checking. So I'm going to give it one arrow click to the left, just to make sure that I have the overlap that I need. So now, arrow click on your keyboard. I just did it one to make sure that they were overlapping. And now I'm going to select them both and go to the Pathfinder and go to Shape Modes, Unite, and there's my outside shape. Okay, so we'll finish that one. For this is the end of part 1, and then we'll move on to part 2. I guess what we can do real quick is, there's your shape, you can see it, and we'll make it our cubby blue. A little bit lighter than that. Okay, so there's our cubby blue. We're gonna flip that back so that it's just the outlines for right now. All right, you take care of that, and then you move on to part 2.